Blub blub everyone, welcome to Shadows of Forbidden Gods. For some reason the music is now gone, but it's fine. Here we have She Who Will Feast. That will be our god today in this wonderful and very unique game in which you are an awakening god that will destroy the world, or at least is destined to do so. And if you can manage to distract the people of the world enough so they don't pay too much attention to you, that will be a very smooth experience in which you murder everyone in the end. Um, and in the end, literally eat the world, even though we're not playing long enough for that to happen. But, once we have one who will stop us. Um, and that is our god today. There are multiple gods in this game. It's a game of very much intrigue and deception and scheming. A very unique one that plays a little bit like a board game in a way, even though it's not really a board game, but where you influence cities and try to keep heroes busy with, maybe a plague or two. Maybe you create the circumstances for a little war or another. Maybe the elves suddenly think, humans suck, let's murder them all. And suddenly everyone has something to do. But it's very, very important, definitely more important than us, so don't look at us too much. We'll just, take what's left and eat it. So that's going to be a nice experience. Let's get into it. I could really quickly read this. She who will feast is a godworm, a terrible creature from the black of the void between stars, who has lain dormant for millions of years, until the stars are ripe for her hatching. A time will come when she will devour the world and journey forth to lay her brood, dooming other worlds to be consumed by her offspring. Yes, and we just are trying to get rid of this one world. This Elder God provides a range of powers which will support many different gameplay styles, which is why she is the default god that you have to win with, or actually, I think just play with to unlock the other gods. I don't think you have to win. She's a good starting point as her powers allow exploration of all types of strategy. It's still more into one direction, I think, but it's still interesting what she can do. Not my favorite god, as I said to the stream before, but it's a nice one. By disabling heroes and providing additional temporary agents to support your plans. When her last seal breaks and She Who Will Feast emerges into the world, she will exist on the world map as a controllable military unit. Exactly. She's one of the few gods that I know of that will manifest. Um, if she dies, you will lose, but she will rapidly grow into a powerful military asset by herself. Not rapid enough, in my opinion. Her birth will destroy nearby settlements and devastate the local terrain. Oh yes, you will see, guys, what happens when she gets birthed. Oh shit. Let's go with her. And that was not what I wanted. Oops. Oh, that's how you got back. There are many myths, religions. Now is music back. Religions, stories, and legends as to the great evils which existed long before humans built their first cities and tamed the wilds. Most are false. Unfortunately, one is true. One of these forbidden gods is fated to return, and in this world, it's She Who Will Feast. This is details and mechanics. I don't think we have to look through this. Blah blah blah. Yeah, and shadowing is basically what you have to do with her. That's very, very, very important. But it's most strategies you can do with any god. Um, we'll talk about that. I'm gonna set this up now with chat, and we'll be back when the game starts. Be right back. Okay, so we fiddled with some of the things we could manipulate for this game. I just set basically everything to vanilla-ish, as far as I remember, because there's no default button for the things. But I don't agree with all of these things. Oh, we are at 4% victory points. That's kind of weird. But for example, our god seals. He is our god. He is our god power, and there's the seals. These seals need to break for us to awaken. If 9 seals break, we awaken, and we are in the world. If we want that or not, doesn't matter. It's in a few turns it will happen. So, well, few turns in like 400 turns. So the world panic increases with the seals broken, which is the standard. I'm not sure that makes sense, but we'll see what that means, and maybe the next one will change that. That it's just based on our actions, and there is no minimum because this doesn't have to go up with our actions this way, which is kind of weird. It should, in my opinion, but whatever. Once your agents are in the various locations, primarily human ones, you can select a challenge to perform. New agents can be recruited and got powers employed using the buttons down the lower left UI. Note that you can hold shift to preferentially select units or locations. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, we have orcs right by us. Whenever an orc army or an orc raiding party formed by a warlord performs a raise settlement action, they take a portion of its wealth back to their home fortress as plunder. This will be accessible to any agent when you have infiltrated the fortress location. You can get some nice little gold. Shiny, shiny. Not that we really care about that, but gold can be important in events, and items can be very strong to protect your agents. Very interesting. Gold gain is based on population prosperity. Orc raiders under the warlord gain more per turn than an army does. Also, we can maybe use the orcs and influence them for our benefit. Because orcs are a beautiful distraction. You know, murdering and raiding the lands. Shadows of Forbidden Gods is a game of infiltration and secret plans. Yeah, as I mentioned, your agents serve your god and are its primary tool to weaken and undermine the human societies, and the elven and the dwarven societies. You know, everything that's there. Your god will wake slowly, and as it does, it will unlock more powers to use. I know some interesting powers that we have to keep in mind. More powers to use, be able to recruit more agents, and gain power faster. While it wakes, your agents will be undermining the human societies and strengthening their enemies, such as the orcs. The heroes will oppose your agents and try to fix the damage they are doing, or even kill your agents if your agent become too obvious. We need to be in the shadows, that's very important. Oh, we are in a... Ooh, we are in an interesting, shitty spot. That's not... okay. That's not the best world I've ever created. Interesting. I need to check something really quickly that will make our decisions very important. City of Krytu, I think. From the city of... there it is. Where does it go? Well, fuck. Okay, that's kind of bad for us. That will help us in the beginning, but... maybe Turi? Yes, okay, that is the one we need to concentrate on. As I said, this is a game of intrigue and enshadowment. The good thing is our tomb is at least connected to these two spots, but this break here is not great. Okay. We have a lot of ruins here, a valley that is not important. This is all not stuff that is colonized, which is bad at this moment. These three spots are the only ones we have. Oof. These are connected by sea trade, I think, is what this blue line means, but they're not directly connected, so we can't move there as quickly. Yeah, this is a problem. Okay. Because all the heroes need to do is just shield this place, and we're basically completely locked in. That would be bad. Okay, okay. Well, let's see what we can do about this. And I'm looking at trade for a certain reason. That will not come into play right now, but that will come into play soon. Elder Tomb. This is the place of our birth. This is where we lie. This is the one place that is 100% enshadowed at this time. We can't infiltrate here. Oh, Mediator Mons Malus is the chosen one. There is the chosen guy. Oh god, you're an ugly little fucker, aren't you? Cool, and now we can see what they want to do, what their motivation is. You know, they want to reduce unrest, they want to combat banditry. That will change depending on... here, drive back shadow, for example, is at the moment quite low. But their mediator, they will do that like crazy. There's a lot of the north that is not inhabited. Ooh. Interesting. So this is the mainland. We need to go and shadow the mainland is the thing. That is going to be a little harder, and there's another island here, okay. Which we are not connected to with trade, which sucks. For this god that really fucking sucks, okay. But we have this little connection. If I can break this city, then we can basically propagate shadow to the mainland via trade. That is a special ability that we have. Interesting. We can have another agent. We have 1 out of 2 agents. Also, this game will go a little slower. I will try to look at many of these heroes a little bit more closely for you guys. And also to know what they're doing. Reducing tensions is so far fine. So, interesting. Where are you from? You are from this city. What are you... Is there unrest? Infiltration? Yeah, I'm going to talk about this. I don't need to read this. Yes, there is unrest here. Okay, that's good. We could try to make that worse. Unrest is interesting. It lowers security, which is quite nice, because to infiltrate a place, we need low security. If you look at this village, it had... Oh god, even that has 4 security. Yeah, I think we need to... Ouch. That's not ideal, but we'll see how that goes. I would like to get unrest. Do you have... You have vast sewers. That's amazing. An entire city beneath the surface. These tunnels were built for drainage of sewage, floodwater, and to provide a network of access tunnels for a variety of reasons. Infiltrating these grants you the ability to start plagues. Haha, don't you say. By contaminating with the city's water with the range of diseases which flow through this grim undercity. A little bit of a typo there. But that is fine. See, that also gives us an in. Also, the docks are quite interesting, but why? We'll see later, I think. Let's look if we can find another agent. So, there are a few unique agents around that have unique... Some of them have unique spawn conditions, and as we can see, we cannot spawn, for example, the Plague Doctor, because there needs to be a plague for that. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? And the Plague Doctor is quite interesting, because you need to infiltrate a sewer to start a plague. The Plague Doctor, you know, has other ways. They don't. They can start a plague anywhere, which is a very nice thing, because, you know, plague, famine, all that is so bad for rulers. And could cause their heads to roll, for example, which, you know, a little bit of turmoil sounds quite good in our ears. God, we're such evil fucks. There are also some generic agents if you don't want any of these, or maybe they all died, might be. Then you might want to get a generic agent, or corruptible heroes. Once you enshadow someone, you can actually take him as an agent. And that can be quite important for a reason that I will go into later, because that's also something I want to do. So a good starter one is the Trickster or the Courtier. Both have very good intrigue, which is very nice. I personally like the Trickster very much. Some spirit of mischief and chaos has overtaken this woman, and from an early age she seems to delight in spreading confusion and disarray. Her life as a petty thief, snake oil saleswoman, and counterfeiter makes her a weak but flexible tool for the Elder Powers if they wish to take control of her mind. She's actually not that weak with 3 might. That's actually one of the higher might values. I think here, this guy has 4, and that is probably the strongest. Even the Harvester only has 3. Those are very aggressive agents that I don't want to deal with right now. The Baroness could be interesting too. She has very much might. She's disgustingly strong. But there are also very interesting ones, like the Monarch. Well, what will that one do? We'll see. The Courtier would be a good option too. They have some unique event choices as well in some events. But I'm not sure. I think the Trickster is nicer. There are always those who hate those with power, not out of a sense of equality, but out of some personal issue they have obsessed over until their petty issues become a maddening desire to exact personal revenge. At home in the halls of power, the Courtier is a manipulator of people specializing in interpersonal relationships. They are able to turn individuals against one another, turning a misplaced handkerchief into a lethal battle between 2 heroes or a devastating civil war. Sounds pretty nice. I don't think they have a lot of specialties. I mean, the Trickster has at least one, and it's sitting on her shoulder. I'm sorry. The Trickster has a very toolkit to hinder and confuse heroes. She can use personal items stolen from heroes to trick investigators into blaming those heroes instead of your agents, shifting menace gain to them instead, which is kinda interesting. Never done that actually. She can also sell ruined potions of healing, which will fail when a hero engages in battle, poisoning them slightly instead of healing. Her monkey or companion, Mr. Edgar, of course Mr. Edgar, also gives a few beneficial traits depending on how he is used. I think we go with the trickster. I do like her. Should I start with the... I should start here, but actually the security value is kinda equal, so I'm gonna start her here. Maybe I should have gotten the courtship for some better unrest gain or something, but we'll see. We'll see. I have an idea how we can increase that. Even though it's slow. Well, depending. Might not be that slow, but I'm just gonna spawn her here. And now we have 3 choices for the monkey. The first one is an attack monkey. When this trait is first acquired, gain a monkey minion named Mr. Edgar who can steal items in combat. Sounds good, but combat is not something that we, you know, want to do most of the time. This is not a combat-focused game. You can play it that way, and with some gods you have to play it more that way. But we want to infiltrate, you know, and attacking people is so mundane. To get some items, no, that's not what we're going to do. Pickpocket Primate sounds kinda nice. When this unit moves into a location with a hero with gold, steal up to 15. Has a cooldown of 10. It could be nice to just get a little bit of gold without, you know, getting menace or anything. Adorable monkey. When this trait is first acquired, the 2 nearest heroes without any opinion on the agent will gain a liking towards the agent. I'm not really sure what we gain from the liking. I haven't played around with that much, and I don't intend to do that today. But maybe in another run, because these unique heroes you can have with all gods as far as I know. Maybe we have her in another run with the adorable monkey, but I want the pocketing primate. And we instantly have 40 gold. Apparently we've stolen some of that right now. Or maybe we start with that, which is kind of good. The city of Krytor is now her home. And I don't think she has any family. Oh, actually she does. Oh, she does. The sibling and... Okay. She's completely unshadowed, as you can see with the Crackle here. Interesting. Her mother and her father. There is an achievement if an agent kills their parents, which is kind of interesting. Not that that would ever happen. But what I would love to is infiltrate the vast sewers. Now, 57 turns required for the complexity is a lot, because we have only 4 progress per turn. But it might be what we need to do, and I'm not sure if they can change once you start. But I do wanna do this, and I'm gonna invest this for now. While the supplicant goes to the village here. He doesn't have a family, I think. Yeah, he's completely alone. Blood is what drives both in the veins of the human animal, pumping rhythmically as it drives the body forward. Rhythmically? I think they mean rhythmically. Yeah, it's not the most... Oh my. And in the veins of society, as the family bonds form actions alliances, quickly distinguishing friend from foe, and in the tense political eras of the world, the supplicant is a member of House Fiend, of age 46 years. Also not really English, and belongs to the society known as the Dark. Their species is human. House Fiend is not cursed. Yet. House Fiend is also only his house. He's the only one in it, so whatever. It's fine. I think these guys... Yeah, their house is very, very small as well. Not ideal for what I would like to do here. How about you? What about your house, buddy? Buddy? Where's your family? Why can I not go to your... Yes, go to him. Where can I see your family tree? Because you're not one of their family. You're also self. I want to know what... Ah, there it is, family. It's only him. Well, that sucks. His heir is not even of his family. Oh, this is bad. We want a coastal region with a gigantic family. That would be great. Oh, God. Maybe they don't spawn with a great big family. Maybe that comes later. I'm actually not quite sure. But as far as I know, that would be quite nice. Okay, we'll see. We'll see a little bit later. For now, let's just pass our first turn. We have 1 power, but we can only do cloud senses for now. The eyes fog and the ears ring. Progress is difficult with these distractions, but it is maddeningly impossible to find their source. Causes the unit engaged in a task to lose up to 10 progress towards this task. We can basically make some stuff take longer for them. It's not the greatest power, but it's fine. Let's just pass a turn. I'm just gonna press space. Oh yeah, then we get a new trait for the supplicant. There's only 1 trait that's really good. Let's see what it is. We have Conduit. Whenever this agent completes an Shadow challenge, gain 2 power. That's nice for more god power. I don't think I need this with this god. The Dying Light. When in a human settlement, increase shadow by 1% per turn. This can be so huge. It is not great, but it is a constant source of shadow that cannot be detected. And that can help to distract people, that can help to enshadow places that you want to have enshadowed. It's really, really good. When killed in a human settlement, all points of interest become infiltrated, which is okay, but this is not, this is a planning to fail, basically. I don't want that. I want Dying Light. And we just have to make sure that he doesn't die. There's an automatic 1.4% per turn of enshadowment here through our tomb, plus the Dying Light, which is from our guy. So this place is about to be enshadowed, or to start on that. But that's gonna take a little bit. High security infiltration, yeah, I know. I don't want it, but we have to start somewhere. I'm gonna go and raid the periphery. That's what I wanted to do here. I'm not gonna try this because the complexity is also way too high. We started in a really shitty place with that. But the raid to periphery increases devastation in this location, which harms prosperity and food production. Complexity increases with location defense. If a city surrounding farms are devastated, the city may suffer. If a city's surrounding farms, and this is the only farm they have, are devastated, the city may suffer from hunger, which creates unrest, which reduces security, allows easy infiltration. It's a very big chain there, but it's only 5 turns, and that sounds way better. We only have 2 might, unfortunately. It would have been better to do that with her, but I still think she should, infiltrate the sewers there. So we have our 2 agents, and, we just need to pass some turns right now. I'm just going to press, as you can see, turns are progressing. There is not much fanfare for that, unfortunately. There should be, in my opinion, a few more feedbacks in this from the UI. I mean, I can click the button here so you can see this. We have gained a nemesis. Oh, that's kind of weird. Sir Sergiande Kent, or whatever, is close enough to receive immediate news of your actions, of the actions of the supplicant, and is driven to righteous fury at the injustice performed. They gain a personal dislike for me. For my servant, making them more likely to act against them in the future. Interesting. And we raided the periphery. So, if you raid too much, you destroy the settlement. So we don't want to do that. We have 100% here. Unrest is increasing. This is even a geomantic locus. That's good for magic. For certain magic, of course. And the unrest here is increasing as well. And that should help soon with the security, which is what we want. I can't lay low here. That's kind of shit. Can I lay low here? I'm not sure. I know you should see that somewhere. Wait, because... No, it's not what I want. I'm not sure I can see that here. Normally you can see what you can do in these locations. Quests. Quests. Quests? Not quests. It's not what I want. This is also not what I want. The challenges, that's what I want. Okay. No, I can't do shit here. That's kind of bad, because I would like to lay low, because we have gotten a lot of profile and a lot of menace from this. Of course, we were actively raiding. We were seeing the countryside and robbing people and destroying villages and stuff, which is not great. Oh, this is not even of their nation. This is a one city state. Oh my god, is that garbage? It should still weaken them, because they are connected to this settlement, so that should destroy the security, hopefully. We could also... we could have helped that along. I'm an idiot. Not the best start, but... we could bribe the guards for 50 turns of reduced security. And we have the gold. Why not do this? Yes, I'm sacrificing what I did there, but whatever. This is also... why did the security not change here? Because of the... this is not the capital. Where's your capital? There is a nation's... there's a nation's map mode there. Yes, you're a different nation. What? What? Is that a one village nation? Apparently, I don't see the flag somewhere else. My god, what is this weird map that we have spawned? This is going to be a challenging start. Huh. Interesting. Because they are way too secure. What's your security? 9! Oh my god. That is also a one city state. Oh, this is horrible. This is really, really freaking horrible. Yes, this is also one city state. Perfect. It's the most horrible map that we could have ever spawned. You know what? Just because I don't want to sit here for 5 million hours to do... we do the same thing again, but I'm gonna start a new game with this. Quickly. Random, go. And I think the rest should be the same. Yes, all good. Now we have seen all of these if you are quick enough to pause. Should not be anything special. Okay. Okay, that looks quite different. Still a weird place for the Elder Tomb. Tomb. But... and only one city basically near here. But we'll make do. I think this is still a better start, because we're not that isolated and it's surrounded by the most high security cities I've ever seen. Yeah, look at that. Security 1. That's how one of these locations should be. And that's a citadel. For frick's sake. 8. Still okay. Security 1. Because we can infiltrate these. The convent, for example, is very good to infiltrate. Where do we have... oh, there's some devastation here already. Pretty nice. That's also good, because that means they have stuff to do. Oh, is that the elves that did that? Or maybe they're in a war. I'm not quite sure how to see that, actually. We definitely want to get our trickster again. I said I will do that again. And they're now based in this town. Let's do that. Maybe this would be better. This only has a security of 4. Wow. Yeah, let's start here with her. We want the pickpocketing primate. We have 40 gold. Good. So, we can still bribe the guards. And then infiltrate the hopefully vast sewers. Yes, vast sewers. Perfect. And some nice docks. That seems good. Let's bribe the guards real quick. Let's start and work. I think we work on this bastion real quick. And just infiltrate this right now. 19 turns, not great, but it is what it is at the moment. They do have some security, but we need to infiltrate some fortresses. And some stuff, basically. Infiltration helps you in Shadowment. It gives them a 100% boost, if you look at this. Infiltration adds 0, it will add 100%, which will help with enshadowing these locations, for sure. And also what it does if you infiltrate this bastion, which means basically... to know what that means is you put people in place that are, you know, knowing. that know what's coming, that are your disciples, basically. You're taking, you know, taking forth some guards that will be recruited and that, you know, will be placed maybe at a gate, maybe, I don't know, in front of a very important meeting place or something. And you know, when you want it, you can pull some strings and you can get into the bastion, or maybe hear some things that you shouldn't hear, and thereby exert some influence in this. And if you have a location 100% infiltrated, you can basically do whatever you want in there, with the help of your placed agents. And it's very easy to infiltrate a bastion or a village because they're very low security places, which is weird as a bastion, but still. Towns are a bit harder and have multiple layers. This one has a city palace and a library. This one has a city palace, a docks, and a vast views. You can only get the city palace if you have all the others infiltrated. The city palace. And again, if you have all three, your infiltration is 100%, you get better enchantment and stuff, you know, and it helps. And you can also do different actions, and that's what we are going to try and do. Let's pass a turn. That's not a turn yet. Dying Light, we will go for that again, because that will help us with enchantment here. 1.4% now, pretty good. Let's go. We bribe the guards with the trickster. Money changes hands, and eyes look the other way. Gold is an efficient key. Is an effective key. Why is there an A? Is as an effective key as any. That makes sense. As any thief may have ever hoped to find. Yeah, gold is quite nice. And what we did now is we lowered the security to 2. And now, look at that, how much more easy it is to get these sewers. We will only need 25 turns. That sounds way better. No one is the wiser, you know, we gained a little menace for the gold that changed hands, but it's fine, no one knows about us. We have a low profile of 0. Literally no one knows us in the crowd. Menace, basically, keep that in mind, guys. Menace is how dangerous you seem, in terms of, you know, there is a band of brigands that murders people in the village, but there's also you, who is known to do very heinous things, and who do you pursue, you know? The more menace you have, the more likely it is that they will pursue you with a vengeance, you know, with gigantic fervor. But also, if you have 0 profile, they will not know you. Yes, you are known for these things, but are you known? Not really. So that means menace basically means nothing unless you have a profile. Unless they know you in the crowd. They can make you out under millions, you know? And so climbing menace is not that much of a problem as long as no one recognizes you, basically. And, you know, we'll try to keep it that way for now. Let's pass a few turns. Let's also look at some people. Brother Fikapo Monat is in here. What is your faith? You have no faith here. Do you have a faith yourself? He's preaching faith, so he should have. He comes from the ruins. Cool. He's just okay, weird hero. Interesting. You have no family. You have, well, you basically do. But it's just your order, basically. Where do I see what your order is? I should be able to see that in here, shouldn't I? You like a person? Okay. They are unremarkable. How nice. How nice that must be. The new chosen one is this dude? Another mediator. Interesting. He's a mediator. Gain 3 progress per turn when performing challenges relating to Discord. That's not great. But also applies when you're evil, so you get this progress to evil actions if you're enshadowed as well. You can never, I think, give the chosen one menace, and you cannot enshadow them. I think they're completely immune to enshadowment. But there is something else that you might be able to influence. There is an achievement that I gained last run that you can break the sanity of the chosen one, and then their actions don't become so reasonable necessarily anymore. It is very interesting. Oh, there is an orc fortress. Challenge the horde, subjugate. Infiltrate this orcish camp by besting their leaders in combat. Yeah, this is a green challenge. Green means strength, right? Infiltrated orcs can be recruited or commanded to serve as useful instrument to counter the human nations, as long as they do not attract too much threat, because then they will be just wiped out. To be holding a banner of this horde taken from a killed orc upstart who will periodically spawn in orc camps. So we first would need to kill an upstart. That's not easy. Throws down a challenge for leadership. We don't have we cannot have minions. Oh god. That makes the fight even harder. Okay. So, I'm not sure how strong an orc upstart is, but we could try to pursue that. Maybe if we get a few items with a hero, that might be a thing. Although I haven't found them that useful. And usually their armies are quite weak. What's your thing? Yeah, 4 and 2 without minions? Oh god, no. I don't think we can deal with that right now. We have no minion even close to that. So, no. Let's just pass a turn or two. What is your ruler? You don't like or dislike anything. You dislike madness and religion. That's interesting. Speaking of religion, there's something really interesting we can do. I mean, here are the elves. Those are very interesting as well. Elves are powerful but brittle, able to resist shadow, disease, and stronger in battle, but depend on ritual and vulnerable to human xenophobia. You don't say. The society requires their rulers to be appointed by a wayfinder, and their heroes can only be created by a sovereign. If they lose both, therefore, they fall into crisis for years, unable to maintain succession. So if they lose their sovereign and their wayfinder, they're basically done for. Humanity can also be turned against them by religious tenet or by political action. They're crystal smiths, that is very important, make protective crystals to defend against shadow, but can fall into insanity if the arcane secrets they depend on are turned by your agents into dangerous knowledge. That is something important. There. Where are the arcane secrets? They don't have any. Cool. Well, apparently. Huh. There are arcane secrets, here these 50% markers, which we could turn. And that is also what the magical arms race is about. Once you gain one of these secrets, you will start it. Which is not great. It would be kind of nice, though, if maybe, you know, we could make them into dangerous knowledge, and then it will affect their sanity, as we just learned. That could be something really nice, to basically implode all the mages into nothingness. Fun stuff. Another turn has passed. How long do you take? You need 15 more turns. You need 22 more turns. Yeah, we just need to bide our time. Right now, I haven't found what I wanted to find, unfortunately. Yes, the elves are nice and all, but don't we have... There is some unrest here. Some pretty strong unrest, it seems. Oh yeah, 50%. That's kind of nice. There are a lot of convents and stuff around, but there is not what I'm looking for. Which is... Oh, this is basically Asia. This is the Chinese stuff. That is what I was looking for. Why is that up here? So we have one and only one witch coven. Are you insane? Is that all? Because witch coven can be so interesting. But maybe it's good that it's on the island, because we won't be bothered that much, probably. I think we're going to pay the witches a visit and try to infiltrate them and make something quite useful out of them. Basically a religious cult that works in our favor and spreads our good word. The good word of she who will feast. The deserts can be quite interesting as well for certain things. There is already a war. That's kind of weird. This nation has allies. That's fine. I don't care at this time. Okay, there's a lot of elves. That's a big elven region. And here are some more. Ooh, okay. So basically the whole west side of this continent, there's another elves. That's basically 3 elven nations. Interesting. What a weird world this is. Okay, this is not even as bad as the other one, but man, is it weird. Interesting. Watch. The guards patrol as orders and the watchmen do their duty, but none watch as patiently and gossip as often as the elderly women of this city. Goddamn crones. Vast network to rival any a spy master could craft. They are becoming suspicious of the trickster's coming and goings, muttering about the presumed misdeeds and foul motives. They may not suspect the truth, but they certainly have experience enough to note when something is wrong and when someone is hiding something. So, what that basically means is, this is one of the bad events that happens. Every 10 turns, you do a challenge. Every 10 turns, there can be something happening. It doesn't have to be bad. You might be able to make it a positive experience for your agent. Maybe you can blame someone else, or you can let yourself get caught for some reason and then just slip away in the last moment, but that could give some implications, maybe. But in this case, it's just garbage. It just gives you profile or it gives you menace. And as you can see, our profile is minimum at 0 and our menace is minimum at 1. I'm gonna take the menace because it won't do anything because we don't have profile. So we'll just get rid of these old crones. That's fine. Mid-challenge events, yeah, that's basically what that is. While your agents perform challenges, they will encounter obstacles. Every few turns, a random event will occur, which your agent must deal with if they wish to proceed with the challenge. You always have the option to abandon the challenge, but you just have to eat it. That's how the game works. And also, that should have increased our minimum menace for good now. Yeah, and that is working against us. So at some point we will have such a high minimum profile and high minimum menace that we basically can't do anything against it anymore. But it is how it is. That's how the game works. Map views, yes, with the number keys. As I showed you already, you can go through different views. We can also see, what's that, infiltration, for example, which at the moment is not great. Because we don't have any. We can see what the agent sees. That's interesting. Oh. No, it's profile. It's how visible the agent is. This agent is visible by 0, so no one will be able to see them. If they are in these tiles, they might know about them, but yeah, both of them are profile 0. It's all good. This time we didn't have to raid. We could still raid, actually, to get down with this city's security a little bit faster. We can't bribe them this time is the problem, but yeah, you know. We'll see. If we infiltrate the bastion and infiltrate the village, that will also impact the security directly. And that's basically all the nodes that directly add to the city. You can see there are only 4, and one of them is the ruins. Actually 3. The 4th one goes to the valley, so the bastion is also connected to the valley. So that should be fine. If we have these 2, the city will lose some stuff if we want to. But yeah, let's go forth. Oh. You are aware by 100%. This represents them being aware of your presence, nature, and true threat. If they are not highly enshadowed, they will try to act against you to defend their world. The Chosen One is often the first to gain awareness and will spread it to rulers. Oh, it's probably what happened. This queen... No, the queendom. That's where you're from, but I don't know if you're their ruler. I don't know. It's not always, you know, fitting the picture to the names. But whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Who will spread it to the heroes who rest in their cities and villages, who will then spread it still further, with their motivation growing with world panic. A map view can be used to track the geographic spread of awareness. Awareness is required for the formation of the Alliance, a collective of nations which will oppose you directly in the final conflict for this world. Aware rulers will also ward more often and fund the Chosen One. We don't want awareness, but what can we do? I have... Okay, apparently you're already... Wait, you're a dwarf. You're in the underground. And we get... Ooh, we get Eyes in the Shadows. This is really good. Boost the infiltration selected location. That's really huge. So apparently the dwarves are just in shadowing. Just like that. That's pretty nice. Maybe an event? That is a vast dwarven empire. Oh my god, that is disgustingly huge. That's what she said, by the way. My last underground was, there was a little island here with dwarves, and the rest was just empty. Just empty locations like these that you could just go to. We don't necessarily want awareness of the underground to spread to the humans, because then they will try to colonize this. Yes, that is a good investment for them. They need to put lots of money in there. But it also makes them immune to a lot of effects that we can do if they're not on the surface, so we don't want to have that happen if possible. Or, if that happens, we might want to turn the dwarves against them, you know? That could be kinda nice. And have the dwarves maybe, you know, do some murdering. The problem is with this god, I cannot influence people directly. With another god, I could go to this ruler and just say, hey, how about you hate humans, not dwarves? And, you know, that is something we could do with that one. Not with this one, though. Now, let's go back to the surface. What we got here... We have points, I should use them. I'm just thinking about what's my best use for them. Because these actions are already started. I don't want to stop these actions. The problem is you can only use this power. Must be cast on the settlement with no infiltration. That means if I want to use that, for example, on the city, I need to use it before this finishes. It could give me the sewers, though. The sewer infiltration, which would be good, because we save some turns, but we already invested turns in that. That will just do nothing then. And we already had a bad event for it, which is kinda shit. But I'm still gonna try, and hopefully we get the docks for free. We actually got the temple. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know there is a temple here. Which means we can now influence a holy order, which needs command and lore. Takes a while. Use argument and appeals to scripture to change the way a holy order interprets its texts, to gain influence to change the tenets of their faith. Increases influence with Brothers of Dawn by 62 points. Influence gain decreases with number of locations, temples, and acolytes owned by the holy order. Yeah, that's why the Coven is so easy to influence, because they only have one space at the beginning. But this is the Brothers of Dawn. They are completely human aligned. No human gets some influence here at the moment. That's pretty good. Because that means if we get to 200, we can put their alignment down by 1. If we do that long enough, and they go into the negatives, they will align with us. And that means all their things that they can do will be in our favor. This is actually quite strong. And we might want to use it because they definitely have some temples. And they are preaching a lot, so they must have some spaces. Also, they get a lot of income and therefore could do a lot more conversions and shit if we wanted to. So it might be quite good to invest in this. It might be quite good. For now, we'll go on with our started action, which is pretty good actually, because that means our influence, our infiltration here will grow another 25% after doing this, and that will help then Shadowman and all the other things that we need to do. Good. That was basically the best outcome there. Yeah, another one is aware, it's fine. Merchant of Antiques, I hate this event, that is such a dumb event. We have no money. If we had the money, we could buy some garbage. It's usually garbage. It's very rare that this could be, like, if we put 40 gold in, it could be a random artifact level item. Never gotten that. I always got only useless garbage. But if you don't, you know, do their shit, they just increase your profile and menace, because F you, I guess. Such a disgusting event. As the supplicant goes about their business, they are called to by a trader sitting beside his assortment of wares. He's been watching for a while now and has realized that the supplicant is involved in some affairs they may not want the guards knowing about. He assures the supplicant that he has no intention of turning customers over to the guards. ensuring that the subtext is well understood, that if the agent does not make a purchase, they would not be a customer and so might not be as safe from his reports. He may of course not be trustworthy, and possibly the item bought will turn out to be of no worth at all. Yeah, great stuff here, right? I hate those people. Sure, yeah, let's do whatever you want, you ass. Let's go and end the turn. By the way, I haven't talked about that. Our first seal has broken. There are a number of turns I need to pass for seals to break. We get more maximum power. We get different abilities. That will just happen over time. There's no way to influence that, which is good because we don't want to awaken right now. That would murder us. Oh, agent recruitment. Right, we have another agent through the seal. That is really good. You gain recruitment points over time, and your roster capacity will increase as your god breaks seals. Yeah. So, oh wait, we don't. We have recruitment points, but we don't have an agent. Okay, good, because I want to prepare something. Basically, I want to set a plague loose, so we can get for the next one, the plague doctor. That's my desired one. That's a lot of lore that we could use. That's intrigue. We could build up the intrigue even more and just start some plagues around, and especially not in the region that we want to unshadow, so everyone moves, somewhere else and gives us a little breathing room. The shadow must flow. It will take some turns for that to happen, though, unfortunately. But hopefully they don't start sealing up soon. Curious nobles. The trickster is brought before the city of Nada's curious nobles. The local elite have sought our pawn out and are willing to assist her, either to further their own mundane goals or to simply partake in something extraordinary. All must first be convinced. So decadent nobles, great stuff. All must first be convinced of the one they are supporting before a single copper is given away. Your agent's refusal to prove herself would affect her mystic fame, possibly for the better. So we could do a display. A display, then. We gain gold. We lose challenge progress because we have to do some other stuff. And my profile increases. We could deal with that. 5 is not much. 20 is something we don't want to be at. But anything below that should be fine. Contrive a falsehood. Your agent loses a challenge progress and my profile is reduced. We don't have any profiles, so let's gain some gold, I say. That's pretty nice. That could go a long way. Another 25 gold. Supplicate completes. The fortress is infiltrated, and as you can see, we have some nice dark tendrils covering the place. Pretty nice. So that's basically representing our dark tendrils that we have in this location that can infiltrate things. We're already at 25% enshadowment because every turn we get enshadowment here through our agent. We also get enshadowment through our tomb. And we can now see that this is doubled from the tomb. Not from the agent, but from the tomb. So basically the spread is doubled. I'm not sure... Oh, we can enshadow this. That's actually good, because this is a ruins and no one will do anything here. We could explore the ruins. Venture into ruins of unknown age, potentially predating humanity itself, to seek treasure and valuable items at the risk of damage or death to the explorer. I haven't done this much, but I think it can give you some really good things. Also, I would like to influence this convent, actually. And infiltrate this holy site here in the catacombs. Ooh, focal point of death. Yes, there's some necromancy to be had. We could make dead friends. Nice. Who wouldn't want some nice friends? Especially if they're dead. You know what? I think this village will be quite good as a focal point between these two cities, actually. And making everything a little bit easier here. I don't think this has much. This has no security. Perfect. That's what we need. We need him to level up to get more intrigue to make this a little bit quicker. But 13 turns is basically ideal. That's almost the minimum that you can have. Yes, there it is. We want intrigue. Stealthy is quite nice. You lose 0.1 profile per point of intrigue every turn. So at the moment we would lose 0.4 every turn, which is quite nice to counteract our profile, but there will be a minimum anyway, so, and I just want these to go faster, and now it does that in 10 turns, which is disgusting. And I love it. How long do you take? We need to make sure that we don't miss a turn when this drops, and hopefully have the sewers and the plague started. I just want to start a plague. As long as there is a plague anywhere, we can get the plague doctor. And he can use plagues for some quite interesting things, actually. Princess Gitor Esses and shadowing. Yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful dwarven princess. How nice. Religious tension, that's always a good thing if they, you know, bash their heads in because of stupid reasons. We got another seal broken already, that's pretty nice. We have a fleeting servant now available. Creates a fleeting servant modifier on a given location as a distraction. Heroes will believe it to be a threat. It has 30 profile and 50 menace, and may engage in a short quest to defeat it, wasting their time and efforts. You can combine that with another power later that basically makes the location more dangerous. So you make that location more dangerous, you put a fleeting servant there, people come there and basically have a chance to injure themselves greatly, get mad or some stuff. It's pretty good. At the moment, the panic goes is behind our victory percentage, which is very good. If we could keep that up, like, you know, if we're like 50% and the panic is 50%, we're in a good spot. Not sure that will work. There's our next agent slot, damn it. Not sure that will work, but it might. I have had some interesting doings with the Exile lately. I'm not that much of a fan of her though, but she's basically an exiled elf because she did some very heinous things. You know, murder and sacrifice and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the plague doctor. I think we're not that far away. We can wait for a few turns. It's not great, but because basically you waste now beautiful turns that you could use to infiltrate and stuff. But I think it's worth it, and we are very close to the sewers, and then another round to get a plague going. The supplicant encounters a group of potential supporters. Some of the local decadents are willing to assist her, but their support has a cost, a taste of your power. Refusal would of course be taken as an affront, which would just lose us challenge progress, which is fine. Supplicant is performing challenge, yeah. Okay, so we're one turn away. But if we allow this, we instantly gain 15 challenge progress. Unfortunate that this is so late. But let's just do this, save the turn. I don't need the power right now, it's fine. And also, what's more important here is we get one intrigue for 35 turns for free as a bonus right now, which is quite huge. So, next turn... Wait, their security increased just now. Huh? Why is it now 13 turns away? What? The farming community is done. New faces joined the harvest, telling tales of travel from afar and following a new faith unheard of in the farming community. While the locals are reserved and cautious, the newcomers are generous and unwaveringly polite. A night out at the inn. This week, the trickster finds she has no more tasks to be completed. That's not true. Because, goddammit, you're still doing this because the security increased. That is so annoying. No poisons or bribes to administer to officers, no traders, no accidents or opportunities. It's as if City of Nadar's inner workings have ground to a halt for the coming week. A rare chance to simply let loose and enjoy herself. Wherever else would she end up but at an inn? Yeah, at this time at the very least. We could reduce our profile. Our profile is very low. I think we're gonna get rid of some of the menace that we have, which is kind of nice. So we are very low now in both. And we have to wait another 6 turns. What do we do with you in the meantime? So we have this village. Actually, the security should have gone down because we have infiltration. Yeah, we're now at 3 again. Weird. Maybe next turn this changes again and we do it. Maybe there was some unrest here that has gone away. That might be it. But we have now a way for Shadow to go through these to this city, which is quite strong and quite nice. That is what we want. You shouldn't concentrate all on one area though, because they can just box you in with wards later. And we don't want that. And Shadowmend is quite slow at the moment because we haven't gotten much yet. There's only a little bit of shadow going on. Should we move you to the convent? That would be quite nice, and you have the most intrigue. I think we do that real quick. It will take a few turns for them to travel there, and then a few more turns to take it, but I think that's fine. Magic. Magic is mostly optional. While you do not undertake magical research, I mean, our powers are not quite magic. They're different. They're godly powers, so they don't count. While you do not undertake magical research or unlock agents with magical talents, the mages of the world will not risk the dangers of arcane study, and instead remain low-level, content with weak magics. Once they detect that new powers are gaining magical power, that's a little redundant, but sure. However, they will begin a magical arms race, where they will have high motivation to uncover as many arcane secrets as possible, to deny you access to them, and to increase their own power, which is a, win-win for them. Magical power is mastered in various schools by finding and studying arcane secrets, which are uncovered occasionally in libraries, but can also be researched at the cost of gold in these, produced by the Plague Doctors as he performs gruesome medical research. The Plague Doctor, basically. Yes, that is also something on plague victims. That's also why we want plagues. Maybe we want to have the plague, to let the Plague Doctor have some nice little magics. We'll see. The thing is, basically, what you want to do is make everything dangerous, every arcane secret, so every mage that takes them basically loses their mind, while your Plague Doctor just creates his own and just, becomes a murder machine. In some ways. But it takes a lot of time, so I'm not sure if we'll have the time. Or by studying the souls of heroes as it departs the world. Yeah, if you can kill some. It's not necessarily easy to do. Okay, unless you go really hardcore into fighting, which you shouldn't. That's way too much profile and menace. Hero most inclined to attack the supplicant. Only 50% motivated. That should be fine. I don't even know how you know me. Yeah, it's not really in their list down here. I can't even see it. If that is the one that they meant. Oh, yeah, it must be, because we're next to them. Yeah, I can't even see it in this list. I'm sorry that I'm in front of this, but I mean, there's no really good place. He's basically wanting to do other stuff anyway, so that's fine. How's the sewers coming along, girl? Let's go. 3 more turns. Hopefully that works. We have a new human colony at these ruins. Interesting. Colonies are interesting. We could raid them. There is some nice death magic that we could do. Holy Memorial Service. To decrease the death. No, that's not what we want. But I think this got destroyed by devastation or something. That's what I assume. I'm very interested in what's happening here. There's so much devastation and death. But I think this is not elves. I think the elves are attacking the humans? Can we... International relations? Yeah. I think that's what's happening, because there are a lot of elves around them, and they basically murder these guys. But they're not really hostile yet. Weird. Maybe they had a war just now? Or just before the game started, in a way? Weird. Okay, our supplicant is on the water now, just a few turns away from the coven, which is quite nice. I find the covens to be really, really useful. Outpost funded, yeah, sure, put your money in there. Totally fine. This is bad. This is not what we want. Lightbringer, yeah, she will do that to you. Sailing winds. We have favorable winds. Oh, we gain a movement point. Fingers dragged across yellowing sea charts, wetted to test the direction of the winds. They point the way forward. With full sails, tireless rowers, and the expertise of skilled sailors, speeds up to 9 knots. Whole 9 knots by the galley. Wow. The supplicant nods as the captain makes his estimations. They've just reached the Vista deeps. A daunting number of nautical miles left is diminishing by the hour, the captain assures her. Her? Is the supplicant also a woman? Well, it's ladies' time. apparently, pretty much. And they decided this has to end. Pretty good. Over the centuries, the city sewers have turned into a twisted labyrinth, a city in and of themselves, where those who seek to avoid prying eyes or simply too poor to survive in the overcity dwell. Amongst the affluent of the affluent, oh my god. Word is spreading, and a cult is organizing, ready to strike against the city. Yeah, I mean, they will be pissed like crazy. See, this sucks that they got rid of my enchantment here. They might be inclined to bring up a ward, which would be kind of bad, because this is basically my only way out with Shadow. And I hate that. Ah, you can Shadow the sea too, so it will creep over to the elves, which are quite resistant, but maybe not if we infiltrate a little bit. Yes, give me intrigue. Oh, baby. More intrigue. So we have the sewers. We had 50% here. We definitely want the docks at some point, but first, I want to start a little plague. Oh, that's 35 turns? Are you insane? You don't have the lore. We need the supplicant back. Sucking. We will get an agent soon again, so let's get someone until then. I just don't know who. Don't really like her. You could be okay this time. I guess we take him. We have the Dissident too. I don't know what I want to do with them. Looks a little bit like an elf or something. Dissident allows for political change to be undertaken. They can change the heir to a nation, cause civil war, and their traits let them increase unrest or decrease security in areas which are experiencing political turmoil already. They are also an elf, which can have interactions with certain holy orders, tenets, or nations. That actually doesn't sound that bad. I have never played with them. Maybe that is something we want. You know what? I'm willing to try. And he has a lot of intrigue, which is quite good. I don't care about anything else but intrigue. And he's an elf, so let him be at home with the elves for now. This should be their main city, I think. I'm actually not sure how to see that. I mean, I could see that through the nation's view, which I can't access right now. I think this is fine. Doesn't really matter where he's born. Rebel Rouser. When in a settlement with unrest above 50%, it and any lingering resentment will increase by 1 per turn. So he will basically automatically increase unrest. That's pretty nice. When in a settlement with political instability or political agitation, increase unrest by 1% per 75% of their modifier. That's not much. Sympathizers. When in a settlement with political agitation or political instability, decrease security. Huh. I still think this might be much better than these. I mean, reducing security is great. I don't know what 1% means, though. Is that 1 point? Because security is not measured in percent, it's measured in points. So if 5 security would be 500%, and you only get 1% per 75 political instability, that's a lot of instability. Separatism. A better choice. Interesting. We can literally change heirs and stuff. That's kind of interestingly good. I'm not sure what's the best here. 50% unrest is also a lot, though. What is more important to me? I mean, if he's doing a task and reduces, security by itself, that's kind of nice. Because that will speed up the task. But, unrest will also decrease security. So I think I'm gonna go Rebel Rouser. I'm not sure if that's the best choice, but we'll see how it goes. That could also give us the option now to infiltrate this Elven City. It's very hard to do so. 3 security, 3... So this must be their... This must be their seat. This is their... Yeah, this is their capital, +3. Okay, Elven Arrogance reduces that, which is pretty good. I'm just gonna go and get one of these 3s here. There's a 4. So let's just go to something that is quite connected, like this one, and just try to... It takes a while, but I'm willing to do this. Oh, we can get Elven Warbears, people. Oh, that sounds like something nice. Only 2 attack, but really good defense. And only costs 1? Has only 2 HP, that's why. Okay, that's basically a minion that we can have 3 times. Requires a command stat of 1 or higher, costs 0 gold. If you're an elf. Oh my god, he can have all the warbears for free. Only 2 turns per, that's disgusting. It costs nothing. And he has 3 command, he can have 3 of these. You know what, let's do this first. Just recruit him some warbears, why not? It's some security, that's pretty nice. And for these few turns, I'm doing that. I still want you to start a plague, though. Yes, it's gonna take a while. Your lore is shit. His lore is shit as well. The only one with a good lore is up in the north now. Which is not great. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this with you. I'm sorry that I have to do this with you, but it's fine. You don't need to lay low right now. You're gonna lay low after the plague has started. But I want the plague doctor next. Basically as quickly as possible, and I don't want to wait until they can come back. 9 turns until this coven will be infiltrated. And this will be 100% infiltration. We're getting some enshadowment in between. That's very nice. We will be able to influence them as well if we want to. Although he's not as good at that, I think. I don't think it's command that he needs. I think it's... it might be command. Maybe that's fine. The thing is, I haven't talked about these, by the way, but, you know, might is basically strength. Lore is magic and knowledge. Intrigue is basically what we're doing, infiltration and stuff. And command is how organized they are with, you know, other characters. So they can basically have minions and stuff. Basically, we could have 1 3-cost minion, we could have 3 1-cost minions. That's basically how that works. It's not that important. The most important one is the influence, in my opinion. We just got a freaking elven warbear. Oh, and there's a war of the elves of Bant with the queendom of Fletatis. Haha, she dislikes human. I like her. So, you are their ruler. You are actually their ruler. Usually she is the ruler. This person. When I play, but okay, that's interesting. She's a crystal smith. Oh, we need to... Ooh, we need to make her go mad. Two arcane secrets and she would go mad. That's pretty nice. We definitely want to enshadow her, so having some infiltration here would be good. I'm gonna go and get more warbears real quick, because these are free. I mean, why wouldn't I? It's just 6 turns that I'm wasting, quote-unquote. We have 2 power, though. We could use that power to basically get into the city. We could also basically get this one. I don't think I would have even have to move you here. I could have just done this and this would have been fine. Doesn't matter. It's okay. You know what? I'm not gonna go to get that city. I want that convent. We're going to look into this one. 50% infiltration. We still need to do something here because we got only the catacombs, unfortunately, not the holy side, but it's fine. It's only 1 infiltration away now. Nobility or opportunity. Out on a walk, the trickster's curiosity is piqued by a trail of red spatters leading to a back alley. A certain member of the local High Council lays pale against the wall, alive but delirious. A mere thug must have carved them for coin, only for them to escape. Your agent ponders for a moment whether to offer aid, to brag of this later within the high society, or to simply pull the boots off and strip them of all valuables before leaving them to bleed to death. So we could reduce our menace, which would be quite nice, or we gain gold. I like gold. Do you like gold? I like gold. But do we care about our menace that much? The more menace we have, the higher will our minimum be, which is bad. It's interesting that this doesn't increase our profile. But gold. I really want to get some gold with her so she can recruit some minions too. Some cell swords should do, just to have some protection. I lost some agents last time for foolishness, but I'm gonna go and reduce her menace for now. We got another Elven Warbear. Let's get the last one, and then we're good. I like the Dissident. Maybe I have played with him before. I remember doing this before, but I don't know. Get the plague going, girl. Let's go. People need to die. World pending is now increasing over our victory percentage, which is not great, but it's fine. And you go now and definitely infiltrate here. This should be okay, because security is only 3. Your infiltration is not the highest, but we'll get there. Interesting. Oh, the elves. The elves are attacking this convent. Nice. Nice. Yeah, have some strife. That's good. That you know, distracts them from the from the creeping shadows that you can literally see on the map right now. That is a normal water tile. That is an enshadowed one. 29% shadow, 100% shadow. Bam, right there. Good. Good. It's gonna get worse. What are you guys doing? I don't like that you guys doing something. You're guarding a Lightbringer. I hate Lightbringers because of that. We don't have power, so I can't drive them back in their task, unfortunately. They're gonna cleanse that shadow. Luckily, no one yet is putting up wards, which is kinda nice. And once we have that plague going, I think we will be a little bit better here. Seal 3 is broken. I know we're an hour in. I'm going to put a cut in this part now, but let's read this for a quick second. Another seal breaks and your god comes closer to their return. Your maximum power increases. We're at turn 44 already. We now get 2 new abilities. Dangers in the Dark increases the danger of all quests and neutral challenges in this location by 7. Each quest gains danger individually as well. Serpent Coils influences a trade route which starts or ends in a fully infiltrated city, causing it to add... And I didn't check. Frick. I should have checked before. Causing it to add 1% shadow to all locations it passes through each turn. This is really good. For 25 turns, it's basically 25 shadow on the whole trade route. Let's look at trade routes before we put a cut in. God, where was that? That was there. Please tell me the city of Nadaz has a trade route start. Frick, it doesn't. Darn it to hell. Bastion? No, not the Bastion. Leatur? Here's one. Do you really not have one in this region? No. Well, that's kinda great. No trade routes here. What the fuck? So what we want is basically get to this city, maybe? Yeah, Letatis is being attacked by the elves anyway, so maybe we can sneak in here and can have this trade route and shadows, just to get more shadow going. Kingdom... Oh, the town of Eris. That's not that far away. Yeah, maybe we can go here. We are going for that convent anyway, which is kinda neat. If we can get that convent and the citadel and maybe these two, then the citadel and the bastion, then the city will probably be quite weak. And we might get the infiltration there and can get this whole trade route here. This is Eris. Right there. This whole trade route to Enshadow. Which would be quite good. Also, it will be nice and easy to Enshadow this if we have influenced it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. That is something we can do. Unfortunately, trade routes are not really in our favor, but we'll see how that goes. I hope you do enjoy this. It's a game that I really like. It's very unique. It's not the most visually presentable, but the implications on what we're doing here are quite vast, in my opinion. It's very Dwarf Fortressy in a way. Leave me a like if you did enjoy. Don't forget to put a comment in what you like about this game so far, or what you would like to see. And I hope I see you in the next one. Leave me... don't forget to sub the YouTube is what I mean, and come to Twitch and come to Discord, and I'll see you next time. Blub blub everyone.